Hello, and welcome to episode 19 of me painting. Although it's only the 18th episode that I'm actually going to be doing painting in, because yesterday's episode was just me making this very canvas here. In this episode, we're going to be painting on the canvas. That's good, isn't it? So, welcome to the cellar. This is now the permanent painting area in the house. There'll be no more painting in my bedroom. I mean, I did an episode outside once. I might do that again if it's really nice weather. But then again, these days when it's nice weather, I prefer to just spend it outside. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I guess I'll just walk you through the setup here. We've got the can of water. We've got the piece of paper that I test the paint on, and I just wipe excess on, so this will turn into a collage piece at some point. I've got these cans that have paint in, well, they don't have paint in them, but they will have paint in them. I've got these Pringle can lids, which we put on them to keep them fresh. I've got a couple of palettes. I tend to use this one now because it's bigger, but you know, you never know what you might need. Just got some other smaller things. We've got some sandpaper because you never know when you might need that. And we've got all the painting implements. We've got some sticks for dripping paint. We've got a turkey baster for also dripping paint. And then we got most of the brushes that you've already seen before. So I'm going to start with some black. So what you're going to want, if you want to make yourself some black, you're going to need some black. Also, I'll turn the camera around just to show you the this here is the paint storage area. So I don't need them to put the door back there because it's kind of annoying. Anyway, get some of the black in there. And you never really want to do just a black, because just a black on its own is a bit boring, so I always add just a little touch of another colour. So I'm going to add some of this green. It says it's chrome oxide green. So this is rust green. This is the colour of the Empire State Building. This is not the colour of the Empire State Building. I have been lied to. This is false advertisement. And it's chrome oxide, it's not copper oxide. Sorry. You're going to want to add just a little bit of water. You can always add more later on. I've got this palette knife, that's what I use to mix. A bit more water. Wipe the excess on that, and then wipe the excess on my shirt. And then we pick a brush. Some choice. I think I'm going to go with this brush here. There is the. You can't see inside, can you? Oh, you can kind of. It's pretty much black. Well, it's kind of a a very greeny. It's a slightly green grey, I would say. And then we just, without really thinking, a bit of a surrealist technique, just sort of. Now, of course, the paint absorbs very differently into this than it does into a regular canvas. But you want to try and use that to your advantage. You want to try and, you know, take advantage of the differences between this and the regular canvas. I don't exactly know how you would do that. I know how I do it. I ignore it. That's how I do it. Because of course this, on a canvas, it would spread a lot further. But on this it absorbs into it very quickly. And so you want to keep that in mind with how much paint, because basically, I suppose technically, painting on a bed sheet is more wasteful than painting on a canvas. It uses up more paint, and therefore you'll have to end up spending more money on paint. But painting on a canvas is more expensive because canvas is more expensive than bedsheet, so it balances out. In fact, this is probably cheaper, I would guess. Now the crossbar across the middle does offer some challenges in the early stages, but believe me, when the layers of paint have built up, that doesn't really matter that much. So you don't need to worry too much about it. So next, what am I gonna want to do? What am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna try and make something similar to that colour that's already in there. That kind of whitey purple. So what are you gonna want for a whitey purple? Well, you're gonna want a white. And you're going to want a purple. This is a light magenta. Well, it's purple as far as I'm concerned. This is not going to be the exact same shade. This is going to be quite different actually, but I didn't want that to be there. Yep, get out. Bit of water. You're going to want to get your palette knife again, and you're going to want to mix. Now some of these paints that I'm using here react a bit differently because most of these, pretty much all of these actually, are my mum's paints, and she does very different kinds of painting, so they have different effects, but they work pretty much fine. But they're a lot sort of thinner. And it does tend to sag, the canvas, once you've gotten quite a bit of paint on there, especially when it's wet. When it dries, it stretches itself back out. But again, this is just something that you're going to want to have to keep in mind if you want to paint a bit more cheaply. Because apparently money's important, something like that, I heard that somewhere. I really like how the colours are kind of mixing together here. They're kind of blending very nicely. Sorry if you can hear a high-pitched beep, I don't know where that's coming from. Doesn't really matter, I guess. So that is going pretty well so far, I would say. Now I want a kind of greeny kind of colour, kind of aquary greeny. This is pretty close to begin with, and this doesn't... oh yeah, these ones never should tell you the name of the colour. So I don't know what colour this is. I would call this an aqua. Aqua green. So... a little bit of white. And obviously I have multiple white pens and they all have slightly different consistencies. So this one is probably the thickest. Well, actually, I have a tub of house paint, which is the thickest. But as far as the artist's paint is concerned, this one is the thickest. And then this one is a bit thinner, and then this one is really thin. This one is more like glue, really. You can barely even see it when you mix it into something. But, yeah. So if I want lots of white paint, I'll just use the tub. But I don't right now, so. I don't even need anything to mix it, I just mix it like that. I'll just add a bit of water. Very nice. Let's get it in here. We've seen this kind of reaction before, haven't we? Haven't we, kids? I haven't, kid. Thank God. I've been one, I know what they're like, God. Heck, it's bloody falling down in front of my face. Rather annoying, actually. And this is all completely improvised. There's no plan, you know, there's no, hello, can you see me? There's no plan. There's no, oh, this would be a good idea. The only thing I knew when I woke up this morning what I was going to be doing on this canvas is I knew I was going to be starting with black. That's all I knew. Everything since then and everything after what I'm doing now will be entirely improvised on the spot. And I'll tell you when an idea pops into my head. And I'll also tell you when ideas aren't popping into my head, and that tends to be when I take a break. and I can't think of anything else to do, or I think it might be finished. Because often I'll think a painting is finished, but it in fact won't be finished. It will just need to dry. Because there's a point where you've got so much paint on it and it's all wet that you can't really carry on without, you know, making the whole thing brown. And you'll think, oh, this is quite good, I think it's finished. But really it's just your subconscious telling you that you need to stop painting, otherwise you'll ruin it. And then you'll come back the next day, or even a couple of days later, having thought it was done. You'll just be down here doing something else, like I'll come down here to get something out of the fridge or something, and I'll just happen to glance at the painting, I'll be like, oh no, it's actually not finished, I actually know what I can do on it now. I think this is that funky corner that went all weird. Maybe that one. Or maybe it's actually that. That was the corner that went all weird. Why has this one got such a... I guess I just folded it wrong there. It doesn't matter. It's not like this is ever going to be hanging in any galleries or anything anyway. Although, it is looking very expressionist at the moment, isn't it? It is looking very sort of, I don't know, Helen Frankenthal or whatever. Thinking this is looking pretty good so far. We've got kind of... I don't know what we've got. We got something. And having something is better than having nothing. So we've certainly, you know, this is an improvement on the canvas than what it was when it was blank. Next, I think I'll try... I mean, I'm basically just reusing the colours that are already inside these, but just slightly altering them. So I guess we'll do a kind of reddy orange then, I suppose. Look, I've got quite a big thing of orange. I mean, of red. Cadmium red hue. As it says there. Oh. Oopsie daisy. Spildy diddly, quite a bitty witty of batty watty. but that's finey whiny. Because luckily I've got some yellowy wellowy. This is a lemon yellow. Again, add some water. It doesn't matter because the water is obviously getting quite a bit grey now, but it all adds, you know, something. I always like this kind of these stain paintings. Like I said, it's a very Helen, what's her name, Helen Frankenthaler, and kind of Mark Rothko, although this obviously isn't a Mark Rothko style, it's the same kind of technique that he used though. Obviously far less advanced, because he was a genius, apparently, that's what I've been told. I guess I'll need to see one of his in person, because I know everyone says you need to see his in person to really appreciate them. And that must be true, because I've seen pictures of them and they're not that impressive on photographs. But with most painters, I like their paintings even having not seen them in person. Like, there's only really one painter that I really like who I have seen some of his in person, and that's Howard Hodgkin. And I liked him before I'd seen him, but well, I'd liked his paintings before I'd even seen him. But then he'd already died by the time I even started getting into art, so it doesn't, you know. But, you know what I mean? I've never seen a Jackson Pollock. I've never seen a Salvador Dali. But I still like their paintings very much. This'll do. It's not orange, it's red, but it'll do. Now this is of course a far more intense colour than the others, so I need to be a lot more careful when I get towards the edge like this, because it's just going to overpower the rest of the colours if I'm not careful. But it is getting quite a nice blend there, or at least it was until it came in contact with the crossbar. sorry that I'm not talking much, but I'd rather it just be silence than me talking about nonsense, so, yeah. Although talking about nonsense, I am a fan of nonsense. Hence why I'm painting stuff like this. At this point, assuming that I don't run out of red paint, I'm just going to try and get rid of all the remaining bare canvas. All the white, but it was never really white, was it? It was more of a brownish grey, because it's covered in all like my bodily grease and stuff. Because I had used this bedsheet as a bedsheet. It's not like I bought a bedsheet and was like, this would make a good canvas. It was like, we had a bedsheet, I used it as a bedsheet, I slept on it, and then eventually it just got too nasty to carry on sleeping on it. And so, I'm painting on it now. Right, that's all the white knocked out. I've still got a bit of red left, so I might use that a bit later. Right, I think I'm going to leave this for a little bit, let this dry, maybe not entirely but somewhat. I'll put the lids on them, keep them dry, the red and the greenish black. I'm going to go and watch an episode of The X-Files, so that'll be about 45 minutes. That should give this some time to dry, and we'll continue in a short amount of time. See ya. It's now 45 minutes later and we're going to carry on painting. It hasn't dried much, but it's good enough. So, now I'm going to try with some thicker applications of paint. So yeah, I'm going to start with a blue. I'm going to make it in the same one that I made the purple in because I can, it's a free country. Well, I mean it's not, but whatever. So, get some blue in there. A bit of this kind of metallic kind of paint as well, just for visual interest. And I guess that'll do. I'm going to use a slightly bigger brush. I'm going to use this classic of the me painting videos. This is being used in a great many paintings. Oh, I need to get some water down. Black. Oh, this is kind of greeny. Oh, it smells really bad. Oh, I've got some stuff on there. course I'll do some of it the old-fashioned way, the way I used to do it. Because if you've seen some of my older ones, you know I used to just squeeze some of the paint directly on the canvas. I haven't really done that for a while. So, yes. I'll use the palette knife to oh god. Some neon paint. I've got an Amazon Music card. Guess I'll get it all covered in paint like this. This is kind of sparkly gold kind of paint here. It's going interesting so far, isn't it? It's going interesting. Wow. Gonna dull some of the brighter colours down. So it allows the more subtle colours to jump out a little bit more. That's what I'm telling myself, I really just want to keep putting paint on the canvas. Dear. I didn't really think this through. This is just gonna drip. Down into the can, hopefully. Yes, alright, now I can wash my hands. getting a bit silly now, I think. It just doesn't want to stick to it. It seems really annoying. Right. Right. I think I have thoroughly obliterated this canvas now. And I have absolutely no idea where it's going to be going next. Or if it can even go anywhere next. But it certainly isn't done. It certainly is not done. So, I'll be seeing you again either tomorrow or in a few days, so see you then.